country itself would be under threat, and it was very nearly under threat.
Tonight on Cronkite News, President Trump defends the U.S. and Israeli attack on Iran.
Plus, students here in the Valley gather to oppose the war.
And wrestling legends team up to create a league of their own. Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Serenity Reynolds.
And I'm Ken Rockins. Thank you for joining us. Earlier today, President Trump addressed the U.S. attacks on Iran.
Today, the United States military continues to carry out large-scale combat operations in Iran.
President Trump says, despite multiple warnings to not rebuild the nuclear program, Iran did not listen. And during today's press conference, he explained the reasons why the U.S. decided to attack.
Our objectives are clear. First, we're destroying Iran's missile capabilities, and you see that happening on an hourly basis, and their capacity to produce brand new ones, and pretty good ones they make. Second, we're annihilating their navy. We've knocked out already 10 ships. They're at the bottom of the sea. Third, we're ensuring that the world's #1 sponsor of terror can never obtain a nuclear weapon.
The president talked about the loss of 4 service members who died in the attacks. He said the U.S. will continue its mission in their honor. President Trump also said the war could go on for 5 to 6 more weeks or longer.
Not everyone, however, agrees with the strikes, including many ASU students who took this afternoon to protest.
Cronkite News reporter Emily Fox-Million joins us now with more from Tempe.
Earlier this afternoon, students gathering here at Hayden Lawn ASU for what they called an emergency protest for the war in Iran. Students held signs and chanted, saying the conflict is not distant politics, but a human crisis with real consequences.
I don't agree with my American brothers and sisters being sent to die in a foreign war that has nothing to do with them at all.
Just feet away, a small group of counter-protesters stood with a different message.
Israel is being threatened by the Iranian regime, who constantly calls on death to Israel, by the way, also death to America. And then the Iranian people are being oppressed by that same regime, so in that sense our interest is very much aligned. We will both benefit from having a democratic government.
Iranian community members said they're watching events unfold from thousands of miles away.
They don't talk from the heart, and they know nothing about human race and humanity.
Protesters told me they plan on having more events in the future to show their support for the Iranian people. In Tempe, Emily Fox-Million, Cronkite News.
Local leaders are also reacting to the attacks on Iran. U.S. Representative Greg Stanton spoke in Mesa today, where he told reporters he wants to know a clear strategy in Iran. Cronkite News reporter Bentley Yank is in the newsroom with more.
Democratic Congressman Greg Stanton said he's frustrated that he's not in Washington, D.C. today to vote on presidential war powers. He said he wanted House Speaker Mike Johnson to call them back into session and address the military action in Iran right away.
We owe it to the service members. We owe it to their families whose loved ones are risking their lives on behalf of America. We owe it to them to provide a clear assessment of what we're trying to accomplish anytime we take military action. And it is the role of Congress to make it a declaration of war.
The House is currently in recess, but are expected back in Washington later this week. In the newsroom, Bentley Yank, Cronkite News.
Arizona Democratic U.S. Senators Mark Kelly and Ruben Gallego have made it known that they do not approve of President Trump's military campaign in Iran. In an interview with Meet the Press, Kelly expressed his main concerns.
My concern here, going forward, is what happens now. We saw in Iraq that in 2006, Saddam Hussein was finally killed. And then over more than a decade, we lost 1,500 Americans. I don't want to see a wide conflict in the Middle East.
Senator Kelly did say the death of Iran's supreme leader is a good thing. Democratic Senator Ruben Gallego, who is a veteran that served in Iraq, called the move by the president a, quote, illegal war with Iran.
While Senator Kelly is urging caution, Republican lawmakers are voicing strong support for the strike. Congressman Juan Ciscomani says the action sends, quote, a clear message that Iran's aggression will not go unanswered. In a statement, Ciscomani said protecting American lives must come first and that he stands with U.S. troops, calling the Iranian regime dangerous and committed to holding it accountable. Meanwhile, the war could have another impact here at home. If you pumped your gas today and noticed it cost more than last week, well, you weren't imagining it. U.S. oil prices rose by 6.5%, pushing the cost to nearly $5 a barrel. According to AAA, gas prices can continue to rise anywhere from 5 to 10 cents a day. Prices were already projected to increase because of seasonal demands like spring break. Experts say if the war continues to grow, so will prices.
Coming up next, gas may not be the only thing you are paying more for.
Sweet Treat Run is going to cost you more.
Market circumstances has forced us to raise our prices, not by my doing.
Learn how tariffs on cocoa are making your chocolate cravings more expensive. Coming up on Cronkite News.
And speaking of soaring, the temperatures here in the valley have been skyrocketing. So are we in for more record-breaking highs? Details up next.
The scientists and engineers that support the next mission to Mars could be in this class.
Getting a degree at ASU is a journey that can take you anywhere. Into a world of groundbreaking technology and renowned award-winning faculty. Professors who help you to impact the world. Whether you're on campus or at home, becoming your best starts with learning from the best.
A global cocoa market shakeup is being felt right here in Phoenix.
Despite changes to U.S. tariff policy, chocolate prices are still rising. Cronkite News reporter Ray Tadako shows us how policy is affecting sweet treats.
Some people love Dubai chocolate, others like fudge. But have you ever thought about the price of chocolate in the dessert industry? Chocolate comes in different colors, shapes, and intense flavor. But making these fan favorites is getting more expensive.
So $4.
Maybe $1.30. About $2.
$4.50. We would like to keep our prices as low as possible.
Jay Levine owns San Francisco Chocolate Factory in Phoenix and makes their chocolate in-house and has watched prices rise.
As all other chocolate companies, we like to feel that we're very competitive in what we do and offer competitive pricing, but market circumstances has forced us to raise our prices, not by my doing.
Across the country, data from the Federal Reserve show prices for cocoa products have shot up in recent years, in part because of cocoa tariffs, inflation, and the manufacturing that goes into making a sweet treat.
Chocolate sellers in the U.S. may decide to just leave their prices higher because it doesn't affect their sales. And you and I, whoever consumes chocolate, simply pay a higher price as a result of that chaotic tariff policy.
Recently, the Supreme Court's decision that some tariffs lack legal authority means import taxes on foreign goods could eventually scale back, but it's unclear what will happen next.
Fortunately, chocolate has doubled in the last year, and all cocoa products.
These policies impact day-to-day decisions. Even as businesses try to stay competitive, the real test may come at the checkout counter. In Phoenix, Ray Tadako, Cronkite News.
Many other food products could be facing similar challenges to cocoa over time, including beef, tropical fruits, and tea.
Today was a huge day for fans who have ever lost a Ticketmaster war. Day one of the Live Nation and Ticketmaster trial began today. The Justice Department filed the lawsuit, claiming the company uses its business model to dominate competition and increase ticket prices. The lawsuit was originally filed in 2024 after Taylor Swift's Eras Tour ticket fiasco, where tickets rose up to $1,000.
A growing number of public school teachers are taking second jobs just to make ends meet. According to a new Gallup survey, nearly 3 out of 4 teachers have a side gig. For many, that second job has nothing to do with the classroom. Some are driving for rideshare companies, delivering food, or picking up shifts at restaurants after the final bell rings. While the average teacher salary sits at around $72,000, researchers say teachers earn significantly less than other professionals within similar education levels.
Apple is rolling out a lower-priced addition to its latest iPhone lineup. The new iPhone 17e starts at around $600, positioning it as a more affordable option for customers who may not want to pay more. But the device does skip some of the high-end extras found in more expensive models. Apple says the phone delivers faster performance and more base storage. Spring is still a few weeks away, but already it's feeling like summer.
That's right. Temperatures have been increasing across the valley. Tyler Wargo joins us now from the Cronkite Weather Center with our forecast.
Today's high was 88 degrees, but once we see those clouds roll in starting at 8 p.m., we are going to be seeing 77 degrees as well as those high 60s as we reach 10 p.m. Let's take a look at the low temperatures, though. Having the highest low temperature is going to be Phoenix. Phoenix, this is warm compared to other towns in Arizona, like the high country up here at Flagstaff. They're seeing 29 degrees, as well as Page is seeing 40 degrees, but then down here, Phoenix, it's going to be 58 degrees. So they're going to have the highest low temperature when compared to any other town in Arizona. Let's take a look at the high temperatures, though. Phoenix is going to be seeing a nice consistent 87 degrees. If you want to escape those high 80s, though, you're going to want to look no further than the high country. Flagstaff's going to be 61 degrees, as well as Sedona being 72 degrees. So Sedona is going to have some good golfing weather and just good weather in general. So I'd want to go to those places if you guys want to escape the extreme heat. Let's take a look, though, at the big picture, though. This week is going to be a lot cooler starting on Thursday. Let's take a look at what exactly is going to be happening off the coast of the Pacific Northwest. This is a low pressurized system which is traveling down into Phoenix, keeping Phoenix cool. As we're now going to take a look at the 8-day forecast and where exactly it is going to be cool. It's going to be cool on Thursday, being 75 degrees and sunny, as well as the rest of the week going to be sunny and cool. So this is going to be some good weather if you're traveling to Arizona, and if you're just trying to get outside and stay active as well. As that's going to do it. My name is Tyler Wargo with the Weather Center, sending it back to you guys.
Thank you. Well, coming up next, the conflict in Iran possibly affecting the team's World Cup placement.
And its ties to Arizona. Coming up after a quick break, we will let you know how one Tucson sports complex is in the middle of this discussion.
The scientists and engineers that support the next mission to Mars could be in this class.
Getting a degree at ASU is a journey that can take you anywhere. Into a world of groundbreaking technology and renowned award-winning faculty. Professors who help you to impact the world. Whether you're on campus or at home, becoming your best starts with learning from the best.
Welcome to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Reina Majalay. The U.S. military action in Iran is raising questions in the sports world, particularly here in Arizona, where Tucson is set to play host to the Iranian national soccer team. The team is using the Kino Sports Complex in Tucson as home base for its World Cup training. Now, the president of Iran's Soccer Federation said the team's involvement in the tournament is questionable. A spokesperson for the Tucson training site says they are still preparing for the Iranian team's arrival. The World Cup will begin on June 11th. In other national sports news, 8 members from Cuba's World Baseball Classic team were denied entry into the U.S. as they are heading to Phoenix for the pre-tournament training. While some members' visas were denied, the rest of the 30-man roster has been cleared to enter the U.S. and will start their first round games next week. Now to a wrestling league founded by wrestling legends Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff. Real American Freestyle hosts as their first show in the West. Cronkite sports reporter Alex DaCosta attended the stacked card.
Tempe, Arizona. Who's ready for RAF 06?
The new professional wrestling league had its debut back in August 2025. The card features Olympic-styled unscripted wrestling and showcases high-level MMA fighters.
I think it's huge for the sport of wrestling. I think that, we don't get much attention. It's hard for people to kind of know when wrestling is happening and how to watch it.
As you can see behind me, seats are filled in Mullet Arena as it's traded in hockey pucks for wrestling mats as it hosts Real American Freestyle 06 right here in Tempe.
With Arizona having a reputation for being a hotspot for combat and MMA training, it was no surprise the event was a sold-out show.
I did see it all over social media, and they did really emphasize it being at Mullet Arena. I think it's really fun. I think it's really inclusive for fans. I know they really tried to get the fans going during the hockey games, and I bet they're going to do it here.
7 Arizona-connected fighters were featured in RAF 06, including main event headliner Henry Cejedo. The last time the Arizona native competed at home was in 2014.
I think when you make that print, you're from here, you forget that people that truly know you, they're like, man, this guy puts it all on the line. Whether I win or I lose or it's a draw, I'm going to go out there and compete.
Olympian and UFC fighter Cejudo took the win by an 11-0 technical fall. In Tempe, Alex DaCosta, Cronkite News.
The energy in Mullet Arena was through the roof. Wrestling fans can look forward to the next Real American Freestyle event on March 28th in Tampa, Florida. This weekend, all eyes were on the NFL Combine and Arizona State's very own Jordan Tyson, who almost broke a Combine record. Tyson was only 1 rep away from matching the current receiver record for bench press. Tyson had 26 reps of 225 pounds. He also addressed concerns about his injuries, saying he is focused on finding, quote, the perfect regimen in order to play in games to come. Tyson could become the first Sun Devils player drafted in the top 10 in 23 years. Jordan Martinez faced the biggest challenge of his boxing career Saturday. While the results didn't go his way, Martinez's journey reflects years of dedication. Caden Rockin shares the story behind the fighter and what continues to drive him forward.
Long before title opportunities, Jordan Martinez built his career through countless quiet hours in Fuentes Boxing Club. The training may look routine, but for Martinez, each session represents years of commitment that led to the biggest fight of his life, the WBC Continental America's Super Bantamweight title fight.
I just thought I wouldn't even be here, to be honest, and my mom even thought I wouldn't even be here, so it's crazy, for me to still be alive and pursuing the career that I have now. It means a lot.
For Martinez, simply reaching a title fight represented how far he had come, both as a fighter and a person.
You can tell, the talent.
He got really nice moves. His combinations. He's natural guy. He's really natural.
The opportunity adds another chapter to a career still developing, built on lessons learned through every step of his journey.
When he first started, I mean, you can see that he was like wild, too wild, you know, in the amateur style, just throwing bombs, throwing wild shots, you know. But within the years, he developed as a good fighter now. He passed that amateur career. He became pro, and he started settling more.
And while one night doesn't define a career, his coaches say what matters most is how he returns to the work that got him here.
The first time I saw him spar, and I told him, you have world-class talent, and you could be a world champion. There was another gym that came to spar, and Jordan jumped in, and they looked like a pit bull on a cat.
In boxing, every fight is part of a larger story. And for Martinez, that story continues back where it started, inside the gym. In Phoenix, Caden Ruckins, Cronkite News.
On Saturday, Martinez fought to a split decision draw, so he didn't walk away with the belt, but looking for his next opportunity to fight. Sadly, another loss for ASU women's basketball against Texas Tech, now placing the team in the 10th seed for the Big 12 women's basketball tournament. The Sun Devils were up at halftime, but by the third quarter, the Raiders took control of the game. This is the team's second consecutive loss, which concludes their regular season. The team is off to Kansas City, where it needs 2 wins to secure their place in the NCAA Women's Tournament. That's it for tonight's Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Raina Majalay. Thank you for joining us. Now back to Serenity and Caden at the desk.
Up next, a groundbreaking new study thousands of years in the making.
And it may explain why humans are so different from each other. A new study is changing what we know about Neanderthals in human history when we return.
This is where Cronkite can be creative.
You meet so many new people who are on different communities, and when you do that, you're able to network not only, but also get to engage, talk to people, and make life friends.
I think that definitely surprised me, the community that I would find, because I wasn't really expecting it.
Freedom.
Friendly. Nice. I'd say cozy.
As a teacher, you just want to reach people. You want to make a difference. You want to help them. I have an opportunity to do something I never imagined I would be able to do. Go out and build the best biology class the world has ever seen. When you go into Dreamscape Learn, you put on a set of goggles and you can go anywhere. You can be anyone and do anything. The thing about Arizona State University is they're always thinking about what's next. We can create virtual reality experiences so that you can learn by exploring in a virtual world the way that scientists explore in the real world. And kids can feel that. All these emotions are what help the brain encode information. When I see a student come out of VR, the look on their face is nothing like I've ever seen when I finish a lecture. They look so happy to be there. In that moment, you know that you've reached them.
Welcome back. A new study reveals how Neanderthals and early humans mixed together.
And researchers say those ancient relationships may still be written in our DNA today. Scientists say Neanderthals and early modern humans had children together, and that most people today carry a small percentage of Neanderthal DNA. Researchers analyzed dozens of modern genomes and found inbreeding likely occurred between Neanderthals and Homo sapiens.
That's it for tonight's edition of Cronkite News. I'm Serenity Reynolds.
And I'm Caden Rockins. Thank you for joining us. And to see top Arizona stories anytime, log on to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.